Hey there guys, welcome back to Basic Bananas TV. Today we have a tip for you. We've just been at a TEDx presentation and a day at TEDx. TEDx is where there's all these different inspiring speakers that talk about different topics, innovative topics, and we presented. We were super stoked to present. It's pretty cool. I think we can give ourselves a
I think.
pat on the back. That was really cool. So we're super stoked to have got to present at TEDx. And because the TEDx presentations are all short, you get like 18 minutes or less each presenter. So we got to see a bunch of different presenters throughout the day today. And so we thought we'd share a tip on what makes a good presentation, what makes a good TED presentation, but then you can apply it to doing any talk, any presentation that you're going to do. And so there's some lessons that you can take away, and these are lessons that you can take away and apply immediately.
So we thought we'd give you 5 quick tips here. The first one is scripted versus flow. And here is a quick shout out to my friend Maria, who I discussed this with in the week, because she asked me, are you really scripting your talk for TEDx? Because obviously 18 minutes is really tight. And I said, no. We have it roughly outlined, but then I want to leave enough room for flow. And with any presentation, you would sometimes notice some presentations are very scripted and some are a little bit more flowy or leave room for flow. It's actually the same even when you run videos. This one here is one such video where we don't have a script, we have bullet points. You have to find your own method, but for me personally, I like just bullet points. I know, I'm going to talk about this, this and this, but I know enough about the topic to then just let the flow happening. So that's the first little tip, is either scripted or flow, or on a spectrum between scripted and flow, you choose wherever you want to be.
Yeah, whereas that's a good point, wherever you sit naturally. And tip number 2 for this one, to make a good presentation, is having a clear core message. Sometimes the message might be clear to you as the presenter, but I know today, and we're seeing a bunch of different presenters at TED in all different areas, sometimes people, they take you on this journey and you kind of come away from it and think, oh wow, that was good and it was entertaining. However, then we forget what it was kind of all about. So it's good to reinforce the core message throughout the presentation a couple of times, even 2 to 3 times, to reinforce what it's about, and not having like, here's 15 different messages to take away from the one presentation, but just the 1 or 2, because people aren't going to go away and remember 15 core messages that you shared. It needs to be, if it's succinct, maybe 1 to 2, but really what's the one main umbrella message that you want to send people away with. So being very clear on that and making sure that people walk away, it's like you've armed them with that knowledge to then go away and they'll remember you.
And then the third one is humor, and really humor combined with education. And there is some sort of a quote, I can't remember it anymore, but something about people will learn faster and will remember more if they also had fun doing so. And I believe with every talk, with everything, that whenever you present, if you can just add a little bit of humor, people will generally have more fun learning from you, but also they will remember more. So try and add a little bit of humor included with the educational part. So that's tip number 3.
Yes, tip number 4 for this presentation is presenting with passion. So sometimes if you watch a presenter, there was one guy who spoke today, he spoke about designing boats. Now a topic like that, I looked at it and I thought, oh my goodness, like that, I'm not interested in designing boats, the art of designing a boat. However, he spoke so well and he was so passionate about it and into these interesting facts about boat design that it was really engaging. It's kind of engaged, almost hypnotic for the whole thing. So it's cool, the passion thing comes across, and the passion is hypnotic. Even no matter how much you know your content, if you then present it in a way that doesn't come across as very passionate, it can be perceived as if you actually don't really know the content that well, and it's disengaging. So people aren't going to want to follow. They're not going to follow along. We working with hundreds of different business owners each year. Our marketing that we teach them brings them a lot of new clients. Now with a lot of these businesses, they still have to have a conversation, and we see it happen in sales conversations too, whether it's presenting in front of 500 people or whether it's a one-to-one conversation. Passion is contagious. So speaking about the topic that you're speaking about with real passion, and speak about it, I always like to say, talk about it as if you were talking about the best holiday you've ever had in your life, and then you have that enthusiasm and that excitement when you're talking and when you're presenting, and that'll be really engaging.
And passion is different for each person. That boat guy, for example, he wasn't like loud or crazy with his hands. He just had that passion in him without really.
You could tell he just loved it.
Yeah,
he's excited about it.
He was just excited about it. And then the last point is your body language, which probably goes with passion. In terms of body language, you want to make sure that, especially when you present on a stage, you don't want to walk all the time. You don't want to be pacing like a tiger or a lion or like a wildcat, even though they're the most beautiful animals. I love them. You don't want to be a tiger on stage. You can be a tiger somewhere else in your life if you want to be. You want to be the, what did we say, the owl maybe, you know, the I don't know, the steady,
like an owl, steady,
the
stable, rock
stable,
solid.
rock solid person on stage. You want to have your feet planted, and you know, don't know that the owl does that.
You can move right.
You definitely can move, but you don't want to be pacing. And you know, in terms of hand movements, you got to do what's right for you. I definitely talk a bit like an Italian sometimes, and then some people think you know, some people tell you only have these certain hand movements, whatever. I think whatever comes natural to you. I definitely use my hands a lot, but it's natural. I don't, you know, practice my movements. They just come. So whatever is natural for you, just maybe watch yourself do it and decide whether it's too much or too little. But make sure that you are aware of your body language, because your body language talks a lot. But those are the 5 quick strategies we wanted to share with you today. If you know someone who is presenting a lot, or someone who is doing talks or even sales talks, make sure you share this video with them so that they can take some of these tips on board.
Yes.